Join us this Halloween when we make our fire pit extra spooky. We've got concrete crosses, tombstones, and skulls to accompany you all Halloween, and maybe longer. Let's start with our cross. You're gonna need to make a mold. We're using vertical blinds, but you could also use cardboard. You just cut them into shapes, what you think's right, measure them, or get a template. Cut the sides evenly. Once you've got one side cut, you can layer them as a template for the next. You'll need 12 pieces total. Once you've cut all your shapes for the mold, you're going to lay out some tape. You have 12 corners, but I would lay out a little bit more than that, especially for reinforcing edges. Next, lay all the shapes out that you're going to get ready to tape. And just start taping the edges on the inside and on the outside. Now that I think of it, I'd have at least 24 pieces of tape because mortar and concrete are going to go on the inside of this and it might push out on a little bit. If you get confused, that's okay, because we did for a minute too. But it'll pan out, don't worry. Make sure the tape on all your corners is really tight. Now let's get ready to prep the ground so you don't have leaves all over the place. You may or may not have to rake, but I would. It's a good idea to shovel or grade the land that you're going to pour the concrete on. Just get a flathead shovel and smooth it out. Trust me, it'll be worth it. If you want to go above and beyond, you can even tamp it. Trust me, it's a lot more fun than it looks. You can even put some mini rebar in there, aka chicken wire, to strengthen your beautiful cross. Hey, wait, what the heck is that? We didn't make that. Or, wait a second. Ah, yes, there we go. All right, now for the funnest and cleanest part of the project. Ha, you're right, clean. Anyways, if you haven't made mortar before, you're going to want to put the water down in your pan and then the concrete over it so you don't get any dry spots on the bottom. Slowly mix it in, tiny portions at a time. Water, mortar, water, mortar. Just keep mixing until you have kind of a soupy consistency, but you want it to be a little thicker like peanut butter before you shovel it into the mold. It's really important that you mix it all thoroughly. Next, we're going to start shoveling it in our mold. If you run out of material, that's fine. Just make some more. You've got plenty of time to fill this up because it's probably not going to be too big. Since we have some tight corners here, it's okay to get like a garden knife or a shovel and push the material directly into the corners, ensuring that you get a full-bodied cross. I highly recommend getting garden staples. You're going to set those on the outside of the shapes to make sure that the mortar doesn't push out or bow the shape, because you want each one of your edges and your planes to be straight. Once you've filled the entire cross up about 3 inches, then take something flat and smooth the face of the cross out. So then you can get ready to draw on it and add some of those authentic, spooky Halloween vibes. We found these really cool plastic empty skulls at the dollar store. We wanted to put them to good use. So after about 20 minutes, we put the face down and this happened. So we decided to wait about 45 minutes. That was the perfect time. And the imprint came out just right. Oh yeah, look at that, spooky. You can place them wherever you want or whatever type of shape or mold. It's totally up to you. This is your project. We're just hoping we're inspiring you. You've got about 30 minutes to make whatever designs and shapes on the front before it gets too hard. At about 45 minutes, you want to take the mold off so it doesn't get stuck to it, because then it will be very difficult to remove. Around this time, you can chip off any unwanted mortar or cement and then give it a lively, weathered, old look by patting down the sides and edges.
Okay.
You think it's gonna make it? All right. Oh yeah. Oh, it's tough. Hey, that's pretty good. Yeah. Spoopy. Next up is my favorite. This tombstone came out so good, I was actually really impressed. It's pretty much the same process as last time with the cross, except for this is way easier. There's only 2 pieces of the mold this time. One really long one for the top that's going to bend around, and a flat one for the bottom. We found one of those flimsy styrofoam tombstones at the dollar store, and we decided to use that, and we're going to press that down onto the concrete when it's still pliable, and we're going to get a really cool mold out of it. With a couple modifications, of course. Just make sure that the design you chose fits inside the mold. Again, this is pretty much the same process as last time with the cross. Just put the concrete or mortar inside the mold and smooth it out and push it into all the corners. You can use your garden staples to make sure that it keeps its shape. Then you're going to take your design and make sure the front is 3D, otherwise this won't work. And press it down onto the concrete after about 20 minutes. Make sure you work in all of the little designs so the concrete gets in and fills it. That's what you're going to see when you pull this off. After about 45 minutes, take the mold off and you can chisel away the extra unwanted concrete with a garden knife or a shovel. You'd be surprised how easy this comes off, and you can really contour it very well. Honestly, these skulls might really be the coolest. You can put them anywhere. They're not too big. You could set them in your fire pit, around your fire pit, on the mantle, anywhere. I love them. Only use mortar for this because it's thinner and finer, and you can see more of the contouring and designs from the skull. Just cut the back open and pour some in, let it cure overnight, and the next day you just pull them on out. Rinse and repeat. Pretty awesome.